Welcome back to the Ill Eagle Culture Brand Talks podcast. I am your host, John Ostos, aka Ill Eagle CEO. And as per usual, I'm here with my counterpart, Dion, motherfucking two cup Larry. And what I think is going to become our third co-host, or co-host.
Yep.
Cody Big
Mauch.
Meat Mauch.
Big meaty Mauch. That's right. It's good to be back.
Let's get something clear before we go too far here. Mm-hmm. It's not Mauch. It's not Mauch. Mm-hmm. It's Mauch.
Mauch. Yeah, the H is silent. Very German.
Mm-hmm. Are you actually related to Cody Mauch at NDSU Bison?
Yeah. So he's 6'7", 320
Yeah, he's
pounds.
way more elite than you. That's why I asked.
He's got a big, long, flowing red hair. Missing tooth front teeth. Yeah, he's my third cousin, I think. Third or fourth cousin.
So the genetics just skipped you.
I wouldn't say that. So he's got the height. I've got the width.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I mean, he sounds pretty big, so I don't know.
He is pretty big. I mean, he's a big dude, and he's an NFL prospect for next year. So
Yeah, someone reached out to us to sponsor him because they're allowed to do that now.
Oh.
And I said,
just saw him last night at the tavern.
I said, fuck yeah, let's do it. And they never got back to me.
What do you mean?
They never got back to me. They wanted HNI and Metroflex to get behind him
That'd be
and support.
sick.
Yeah.
What the fuck? You should have told me.
I'm telling you.
All right, who's the dude? Are you allowed to say?
That reached out to me?
Yeah.
No, it was like maybe his PR team or something.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'll
find the email and I'll let you know.
Yeah, me and him.
If you could get him
Facebook
on,
friends.
that would be dope for us to put him
Yeah,
on.
that
Dude,
would
I
be
was just
sick.
fucking thinking about that at the gym today. I was like, dude, it would be awesome to get him on the pod too.
Yeah. Oh, on the podcast for sure. I was just talking about get him on with us at Ill
Oh,
Eagle, bro.
I
Like,
thought you meant the podcast too.
Yeah.
no, that would be dope to get him on the podcast. I think we
Yeah.
could pull that off if we can work out that relationship, and then we can bring him on to kind of
I'll
talk it out. That'd be dope.
I'll message him. I'll see if see what we can get going. So yeah. I'll
Cool.
bring him on for sure.
Well, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Cody's home. You're back officially.
Finally, yeah. After 14 months, it was a long stretch, but I'm finally fucking back.
Yes, sir.
Did you have fun out there though?
I had times. It was a good time, but that was my third time there, so it was just fucking same thing every fucking day.
Just get in,
So
get
it's
out,
just-
huh?
Yeah. I was just.
And now you're gonna be a dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if we talked about that last time.
Very briefly, yeah.
On the podcast?
Yeah, you asked me, you're like, did it work? And I was like, well, I'll let you know.
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
find out.
Yeah.
So it worked.
No,
Yeah,
no. We were talking. We said, oh, if you can't have a baby, is Kate going to divorce you? That
Yeah,
was
we
the
weren't
question.
allowed to bring it up
Yeah, we
yet,
didn't
but
know.
he did tell us at
Yeah.
that time. We just
Yeah.
weren't allowed to officially say that it went down. So now it's official. She's as pregnant as they come.
Next month.
She's showing. She's due soon, and you know what it's gonna be, right?
It's a little boy.
It's gonna be little.
Baby meat.
It's gonna have a little boy.
Well, he's got to fucking be little at some point in his life, but he's going to be little. Well, actually, he's measuring pretty big, so.
Yeah, poor Kate.
Get this. So he's measuring his shoulders and his head are like 97th percentile.
Damn.
But his femur bones are 7th. So he's got short legs and these big fucking wide ass shoulders. Yeah.
Damn.
He's going to be good in 212, dude.
He's gonna have
I swear
small
to God.
calves.
Yeah.
Short fucking jack, just like his dad. Ooh.
That's awesome. I'm sure Kate's excited.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, for the baby, yeah, but
Yeah.
another you, I don't know. We'll
Another
see,
one
huh?
of Cody, for real.
Oh, yeah, a little mini me. Fuck, dude. 2 big meats running around.
Well, then you have Jax, who's like your fucking
Spinning image.
Yeah, in dog mode. That's
Yeah.
all. That's funny.
Yeah, little Jax. Yeah, dude. I missed him so much.
Oh yeah, when we came for your celebration of you coming home, I almost sprayed the hose, and I think he would have bit my arm off, but luckily I didn't. Cody caught me before I did it.
Well, he doesn't like that.
No, he goes psycho for the hose.
Oh.
He was staring at me the whole way as I was bringing the hose to the fire. He was
Yeah.
like, just watching me.
Yeah, he goes freaking psycho. He tries to bite the water and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's his favorite thing to do.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Well, man, it's been a long time since we've even done an episode. Life happened, and we just kind of keep it rolling. Life happens when things get busy. We prioritize, and this just wasn't high on the list of priorities to make sure that we're knocking out while we have a lot of other more pertinent things going on. So
Shit, man, you've been busy. I've been busy. You've been busy. Like, I just started my job with recruiting for the Guard, and you have a lot of stuff coming up.
Yeah,
and you just opened up Alpha Kitchen.
Yeah, just the shake shop.
The shake
side
shop.
Of it. Yeah, we're just brand recognition, man. We're trying to get that out there because we are bringing a full Alpha Kitchen restaurant to the community, and hopefully a few of them regionally, and then spread out from there.
Those shakes are
and
fucking awesome.
For those of you that don't know, it's Alpha Kitchen. It's inside of H&I Nutrition. We make protein smoothies, tons of stuff in there.
Cheat day smoothies, nitro brew smoothies, you name it. Really dope concept. Sports nutrition. It's not your soy proteins or the Herbalife. You know,
None of that other bullshit that you see,
Yeah,
like
you-
fucking Nutrition World or whatever the fuck it's called.
not to knock them. They
Not to
jumped
knock
on
them.
something that
That's
maybe
fine.
they didn't quite understand where it was headed. But now that it's here, everyone kind of has caught on. They've been sued multiple times. So I think it's safe to say, without it being considered slander, it's not the right gig.
But this is like an actual nutritious, like you get what
You're getting sports nutrition
Yeah.
from these shakes. It's protein.
You've got your macros listed
Yeah.
too, so it's
Yeah,
definitely
we call
different.
out the macros, your fat, your carbs, your protein, and all that in each of the shakes. We do cheat day shakes, like I said, which are really dope. But they're just not enough calories yet, so we're gonna have to change those up and make them a little bit more heavy duty.
You've got one that's crazy. It's
the
pretty
AK-47
dope.
is dope.
AK-47.
Yeah, that is a dope one.
I would
like
say
that
my
name.
favorite's like the peanut M&M. I've been getting that one almost religiously as of late, but
Nice. Yeah, it's going good. It's been a soft opening so far. We haven't really gone official with our opening. It's just word of mouth, and we share like some pictures and stuff once in a while, and that's been a hit.
You waiting for your video to come out?
The first,
to do
we were just
the
waiting for the first. What we're trying to
grand
do
opening.
is do a ribbon cutting ceremony with the chamber. So we're trying to schedule that. If it's not going to be possible to do it by the first, then we're
it'll
just
be
open.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
because our marketing and everything starts on the first. So then we'll really start to get busy.
Well, I think the majority of people like know that you're open because of word of mouth.
Yeah.
I mean, you had a ton of people share.
I wouldn't say majority, but a good core group of people to our brand.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so you got that going on, and now I'm hearing that there's a Crunch Fitness coming to town.
Yeah, Crunch
I've been
Fitness.
seeing fucking sponsors.
Their marketing
ads
followed
up
yet?
a motherfucker.
Yo, their marketing
Get
is
followed?
No,
No,
they haven't messaged me. They haven't followed me. What the fuck?
dude. Honestly, what are you guys doing?
They don't want your type
you're
there,
missing
bro.
out.
You
You're
gotta
missing out
target-
on this one.
It's
Target
like-
the heart of the.
It's
of
like
the
it's like
gyms.
a Planet Fitness though. They don't want your type there.
That's true.
Look, I think at the end of the day they're gonna do great, bro. Like it's they will. Listen to me. There's enough room. The
Location.
last thing I want people to do is think
not
that
dogging them.
Metroflex is like got a beef with everybody that comes down, because it couldn't be further from the truth, bro. So I'm gonna say on Front Street, like I did when Evo Fit and everything else opened. I want them to do well. Obviously, they know who I am, because whoever's opening this targeted
Google me,
Metroflex and started, like following us and making
Yeah,
sure
I
we
got
notice
followed.
them and shit. So like, okay, cool, that's dope. Whoever you are, congratulations. I
mean,
really,
it's kinda weird.
I truly wish you the best. We're not on the same playing field. I'm not worried or concerned about it. Some of our members will naturally go there just like they do to other gyms all year long. That doesn't bother me. It doesn't faze me. In fact, they have a really good marketing plan, and I know because their marketing plan is about the exact same marketing plan we're going to have in the coming weeks. So
Yeah, they the reason why I think that is, we'll see, but 13th Avenue, I fucking hate driving.
okay,
down
well, that
13th.
location is a bad location, to be
I
fair.
hate fucking driving down 13th.
It's let's just say for lack of having any real ghettos and poverty here, that's the ghetto region of town. It's going in a location where there's a lot of homeless people around there. So hopefully they got some plans to clean things up around there. Otherwise, I mean, not the best location in the world, but I guarantee they're going to do just fine.
The only reason people go down 13th is to get Chick-fil-A and go to the mall. That's it. So
Yeah, but that even 13th is it's not far enough west.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Nah.
so yeah, I don't know. I wish them the best.
I think there was a gym. I think it was called Fargo Muscle. It was across the street from the
Target.
yeah.
It was
Fargo
way
Muscle,
back
I
in the day.
think.
That's what we were talking about
Was
with
it a strip
Growthy.
mall? Was it a
Okay.
strip mall, I believe?
Yeah, it was called. I can't remember what it was called. It wasn't Fargo Muscle.
God, I could have swore. I don't know. but there was-
American Muscle or something.
There
weird
was a
like
gym
that.
over there. It obviously closed, but I don't know. 13th Avenue is just a bitch.
It used to be Gold's. I think it was the Golds, and then it
I
turned
think-
into something
maybe.
else.
I think like with the size of facility, obviously understanding what that costs and having no following pre-built. I mean, they obviously are going to be here in the winter, so it's like you're asking for a rough start for sure.
Yeah,
Especially wintertime. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what they said, that they're opening up in the wintertime.
But so the wintertime, from knowing from the ownership standpoint, is when gyms thrive.
Yeah. Well, I
So
mean, once
so
you
they
hit that
might do really
January-
well. Plus they're probably gonna go after the New Year's resolution crowds with their specials and stuff, which is dope. I don't know who this person is. I don't want to knock them, but I am gonna do my due diligence and just say, like, read the plans if you guys are gonna jump ship or you're gonna go sign up with this gym, and even no matter what gym you're coming from. Everyone always thinks it's so dope, like Planet Fitness and all these places when they do
$10
these
a month.
$1 sign, $10. Like, okay, that's dope. I've done those too, but I don't have any hidden fees and small print behind my promos when I do it. You know what I mean?
I thought you meant you had a Planet Fitness membership. I was like, what?
No, never. I've been to Planet Fitness one time in my life, and I knew for a fact I would never go back. But
We're good.
but yeah, so like the plans are like the $9 a month or whatever that stuff is. If you read further into that plan, which I did because I got to know what's coming to town. It's my business to know.
Yeah.
And they have like they get that money back on the back end. They have yearly gym maintenance fees for like $140 to $250 a year based on whatever plan you decide to go with. So if you go with like the $1 a month or $9 a month, or you get in on the first 500 member, whatever they're calling it, special. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's cheap every month, but every year you have a yearly maintenance fee like all the corporate fitness centers do. And that's something that Metroflex has always prided itself in not being, is corporate. We don't charge yearly maintenance fees. We try everything in our power to not raise our dues every year. Mm-hmm. And we hadn't done it for 7 years. We did it because things got bad. Mm-hmm. Everything cost more for us for supplies and cleaning and towels. You know what I mean? Everything. So we did raise our rates, and we did it against my will. But it was a necessity, and we'll probably never do it again, as far as I can tell. That being said, could be a dope gym, really good option for other people.
I mean, it looks
but
for
really
other
big.
people.
For other people, yes, it's not my style, but you know what I mean. But just pay attention to what you're doing, because everything always sounds beautiful, and then people just jump into these things. The next thing you know, they're stuck in these contracts, and they get a $250 charge at the end of the year, and they're like, "What the fuck?" Yeah. That just made up for all the difference that I wasn't paying all year long every month. You know what I mean? So
you're saying read the fine print.
Read the fine print, because sometimes the specials ain't always the specials. When we run a special that gives real value. We're offering you something really dope and genuine for the price point that is being given, and there's no hidden fees. We don't try to make that money up on the back end. We're not looking to trick people into contracts or anything. We put it out there in front. Here's a contract rate. Here's a non-contract rate.
In the end, I mean, as long as people are getting out there, getting healthy and staying active is what's important to us.
Yeah. Look,
by all means,
there's close to 300,000 people in our
surrounding
tri-state area, or whatever you want to call it. Neither gym in this town, not even the wellness center, will have everybody. So I'm not into fighting with people over who's who. Like, people come back all the time. People have left and returned. So
ever since I've been back, I've noticed that Metroflex has a ton of new members.
Yeah. There's a new younger generation coming in too.
Holy mackerel.
I led the charge, I like to say,
Yeah.
People were like watching the pod. They were like, "Oh, this guy's fucking sick, dude. We got to get on that."
Look at this young ass cat. He's good.
Yeah, dude. Pretty soon you're going to be wearing the dangly earring,
For
Bass
real,
Pro
dude.
Shop hat.
I'm going to get curls, just like
fucking saying no cap.
Hey, let's talk about that real quick, because that shit is funny. I was mentioning this to Eric the other day. How the fuck did Bass Pro Shop become the trendiest fucking retro fucking apparel? Like, I see people wearing hoodies, shirts, and hats.
It started as like a country drinking type thing,
right,
and then just morphed into being the style.
Imagine being Bass Pro Shop, and then all of a sudden there's this high demand that you can't keep up with because you went mainstream. Like, I wouldn't be mad about it, but like, all I'm thinking is that's weird as shit.
They're making millions off their hat.
Just fucking.
You're talking about, what's his name, Salt Poppy or whatever. The Asian dude that he licks his lips and rolls his hands. So that dude's been doing celebrity fights. I don't know if you saw that. Funny, we brought him up. He's a scrapper.
Really?
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, right? He's like an Asian cat. He calls himself Salt Poppy. And he does. This is what he got famous for. He does this thing where he rolls his hands and he licks his lips and bites his bottom lip and stares at you and like. And he got really famous like on TikTok and shit for doing that. That and like he does some dance where he runs in place and it looks real. And so he got real famous off that. And now he's doing celebrity boxing matches. And he just fought on DAZN or Triller or something the other day. And that guy he boxes, bro. Like he's dorky as all shit and complete gimmick, but he can fight.
That's awesome.
And he rocks in like 20 seconds in the first round. He just knocks some dude out. Yeah.
Well,
so
we don't know who his opponent was.
Well, so if you go to his page, like a lot of people troll him and they're like, "Fight real fighters, do this, you ain't shit." So he's got a whole fucking stream of videos that you can watch of him fighting trolls. Dudes that troll him are just like, "You're a sucker. Get a job. Get a life. Stop licking your lips. You look stupid. Stop rolling." And then he's like, if you really want it, come get it.
Go get
it.
And
he meets them in public and he fights these motherfuckers and it's all over his Instagram and he's knocking dudes on their ass.
Imagine being such a hater that you're like, you want to go fight somebody just because they're making fucking.
I love that he called him
video.
That's what he does. That exact face. I swear to you. Yeah, we have to get into like where we can project the stuff that we're talking about so we can pull them up, man, and start showing it.
Honestly, you could just zoom in on Cody's face doing that, and that'll be perfect.
I told you guys last time we need a fucking computer and shit. We can look shit up.
We could do that.
Yeah, we'll have to get that. You could be the guy.
I could definitely do that.
You're the Jamie.
Yeah.
Hey, no, what I was getting at was you got a shit ton of members at Metroflex.
A lot.
Basically,
we stunted our own growth.
You're outgrowing.
Yeah, we're not doing promos and stuff as heavily as we probably could because we don't want more growth right now. We can't we just can't fit it, bro. And I'm not trying to like be cocky about it, but we like parking's fucking ridiculous. in the busy 5 to 7:30 hours. And the gym just gets really packed. We can't put no more equipment in the motherfucking building. We're at 15,000 square feet and we've maxed it out.
Yeah.
So we probably have to upgrade soon.
Not only that, but the owner of the building is kind of a dick, huh?
Oh, yeah. That's a whole nother podcast. That guy's a special person.
Well, the reason why I brought it up is because it rained. I think it was yesterday or the day before. And fucking drips were coming through the ceiling all over. And people don't know, but you're kind of at the mercy of this fucking guy to get guys to come over to fix it.
Yeah, for 7 years they've been coming and pretending to fix it.
It's only gotten
and every year it leaks more and more. So the building's condemned as far as I'm concerned. There's a lot of weird things going on behind the scenes with the owner of this building. All I can say is that moving forward, we will never not be in an ownership situation. To not have control over the experience that our members have in our facility because someone else owns the building and doesn't want to take care of it like they're contracted to makes it really difficult. And then everyone always wants to blame the owner of the business and not realizing like we don't own the actual building. Particularly so. And
people have asked me, well, why doesn't he just buy the building? Well, he wanted to.
But we opted not to now.
But at one time he said that you had to buy. He wants to sell the whole lot. The whole lot.
Yeah.
Not just the ground that Metroflex sits on. It's the whole entire lot. Yeah. So you can't obviously do that, But so in the future, the near future, you're looking at expanding. Yeah. I guess. What is your vision for that? You think?
Double the size, giant headquarters style complex though. It'll be all businesses in one house, including the yet to be seen Alpha Kitchen, healthy fit food restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And more equipment and stuff.
Yeah. Lots more equipment, thousands of more square feet, and a couple other business concepts.
The most important thing is a daycare.
Oh, we will have daycare.
Yeah.
Yeah, the new facility will have daycare. We'll have locker rooms.
Of course, Cody's saying that now.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Cody. Otherwise, he won't be able to work out no more. He's going to have to be dad mode.
Oh, fuck.
He's going to have the baby on his chest, freaking doing squats and stuff.
Yeah. I would do that.
So, yeah, there's a dope vision for the future as far as what we want to do with a new facility. And then just to be completely transparent, it's in the works right now, man. We got to get out of this building as soon as possible. But that's about as far as I'll go as to say publicly what else is happening.
You're gonna do.
But some announcements will be coming soon, and we'll be letting people know, that there'll be some changes and improvements to the overall culture that we've helped create. So
fuck yeah, I can't wait for that.
I just want to get this out there because we talked about like the haircuts, and I saw Drake's haircut recently, where it's like old school.
Pimp.
I was like, God, I should do that.
You should not.
I should do that.
Yeah, you should not.
I should
do
grow
that.
my hair out.
I don't know if you've seen what he's talking about, but Jake got the old.
It's got like
he combed his hair back, bro, and it's long.
It's like fluffy right here. It looks like an old school version of a black dude with a mullet.
He's an old school pimp.
It looks dope, honestly.
I mean, he must be doing a movie, or it must be for a video or something. Or he's
Honestly.
playing his dad or something, because his dad looks like that.
I think that's what I do.
Yeah.
Nicole said I should do that for Halloween. I said, I don't think I can do that in that amount of time. I need more time than that.
Just get a wig.
Yeah, a wig.
Yeah.
I've never seen that kind of wig.
I think you're too white for that.
We look almost identical. Drake is too white for that.
True.
He was on Degrassi or whatever. Like, I think I'll be good.
So, Metroflex has been around for 7 years now,
7 years as of August 8th.
and we've had a lot of ups and downs, haven't we?
Yeah, I'd say more ups than downs though.
Yeah, a lot more ups. But,
So like people always misconstrue ups and downs. I don't want people to think we've had like crazy struggles and challenges in terms of our relevance or us being here ever, but in general, involved in the community, having such a vast member base, we've seen a little bit of everything. We've had a lot of crazy shit happen within our small community of gym members, and a lot of associations, so to speak, people who were part of the team that turned out to be pretty fucking crazy and mind blowing. So yeah, I'd say it's been a journey, man, but 7 years of nothing but growth. You know what I mean? Even when we ran into these issues, like the situation with Thomas and Tyler and, you know, past employees and all the things that have happened with us, like we've had a lot of issues, but all of it was growth. All of it was a learning lesson, and took us to a position where now we know how to handle certain situations, and we know how to be more proactive in preventing certain things from happening to us ever again. So it was all a learning lesson. It was all growth, and I'm over it. To be honest, I've moved forward.
yeah, I don't know if I am, but are you allowed to talk about that at all?
I don't have any restrictions on anything.
All right,
I didn't do shit.
Yeah.
So you basically you bought H&I from I forget his name, Ryan.
Yeah,
Back in 2017,
2018.
18, and then so
the contract is like the actual purchase date was January 1, 2018. We finalized it at the end of the year.
and so they already had a manager in place. So he kept his same role.
He was contracted.
Yep.
He came with the purchase.
He came with the purchase,
Yep,
so
yep.
he just rolled right into with you guys as new owners.
Yeah.
And he was the manager of H&I Nutrition, and then basically morphed into a general manager of all of the
overall brands
that you have.
Yeah.
Right.
Because he was contracted for an extraordinary amount of money per year, guaranteed.
Yes.
And we, you know, as much as we at the time we truly believed he was as good as it gets, he was the most awesome person we could possibly have on the table. We wanted him to have more responsibility for the amount of money we were contracted to pay him. And even when the contract was up for the next 2.5 years, we continued to pay him that, and try to get him to create that worth in himself. Like, hey, this is a lot of money. We helped him understand that, you know, it's not normal, typical pay for what he did.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to give him more responsibility, help him grow and be able to evolve and have a better grasp on maybe a higher management position than he was in.
And not only that, but he was a close friend of not only you guys, but
He became really close to all of us. Yeah, I would
Everybody,
say
yeah.
it would be a lie for me to say that I wasn't fully engulfed in the gig. I trusted him so much that he had the ability to do what he did to us because he had access to everything. And we trusted him on his word that he was doing things the way he claimed he was doing things. So,
Right.
Yeah.
And then, so 2020, obviously COVID happened, and that was a fucking shit show. I mean,
For everybody.
For everybody.
Yeah.
And we already talked about that with computing and stuff, but the gym was going through a really hard time, even after they opened back up, because it took a while. But we did have an influx of people right after you guys opened up.
Yeah. I always talk about, like, I can remember exact. It was like 76 new members in the first 12 days of reopening.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that was like batshit crazy.
So then fast forward a few months later, and I think it was your wife, Kayla, mentioned to you, right?
Yeah.
That something was off with the numbers.
It was when we were remodeling the store.
Okay,
and
you were going to the store and
we had to like take everything out of the room we were in. And luckily, not luckily, but the company next to us went out of business, so we were able to move next door and kind of operate out of there in a very kind of
for like 3 days or so.
for a few days while we remodeled and painted and did all the shit to the location we were in. Mm-hmm. And when we brought everything back in, we had to do like a full inventory on it to make
everything.
Sure. Yeah.
To make sure you got everything.
Yeah.
Right where it needed to be.
Yeah. And it wasn't. Yeah. Which was interesting because I think we do a end of month inventory as well. We had just done an end of month inventory literally like a few days or a week before that.
Prior.
And so everything should have been spot on. There shouldn't have been anything off. But instead, we were missing $20,000+ in inventory, which is weird to happen in a week.
Yeah. So
to us, what you're alluding to, the conversation you want to get out of me, I think, is what ended up happening was he was responsible for knowing where that $20-some thousand went. We needed to figure it out. Mm-hmm. It was missing. And a long story short was Thomas. I can't tell you for certain why he was doing it, like if he or how, like in the sense of I can't tell you if he was selling stuff under the table and pocketing the money or what, because there was several different bits of activity that took place. And just to be fully transparent, because I don't give a fuck, he was like loading gift cards with money,
right,
and then paying for product with the gift cards.
And that's
and that was just like one of the things we identified, right? There was other like methods that he used to somehow embezzle. But long story short, and he as well, another method, he was just plain and simply taking cash out the safe and not depositing it. But he would put the reports together or his emails as if he was doing the money and the money made sense and added up. And because of the position that we gave him, the responsibility that we put on him, we were trusting that his numbers were accurate. So we were matching the numbers according to what our head person was telling us belonged. Mm-hmm. And that's how he got away with it for a very long time.
I think the big thing that pisses me off is, I've spent thousands and thousands of dollars in that store, and just knowing that he was stealing from everybody that went in there to spend money.
You know what bothers me the most about it is like I said in the beginning of this conversation, how well he was paid. Mm-hmm. He was paid really well for his position, bro. But it was guaranteed salary. Plus, he, in the beginning, he was commissioning and bonusing and stuff. And I remember at one point over the last few years before this all went down, like we were even going, "What the fuck happened? Like, you guys aren't hitting your numbers. You're not able to bonus anymore. Like, this is so strange." We had to lower our thresholds, to meet incentives and bonuses and stuff like that. And we just thought, fuck, we really suck at what we're doing here. Like, or we lost a lot of clientele or something, and we did.
Little did you know.
Well, we did though, because of the economy and COVID and everything like that. But little did we know that for the last 3 years,
you were getting siphoned.
We were getting siphoned. Not just by him, but by the other kid as well. But him, I can prove it. Tyler told me that they used to steal money from Ryan, the previous owner, all the time, but that when we took over ownership, that he thought they had stopped, but apparently Thomas didn't. So that's the story I got.
Right.
And I have it in recording if anyone wants to rebuttal.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. But those two are gone. They're a distant memory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But look, like I said, man, just because I'm talking about it openly doesn't mean I'm still holding like grudge and animosity towards him, because when I say like I let it go, I honestly let it go, bro, because for me to continue to hold on to that fucking angered me. It pissed me off. Every time I thought about it, I got stressed and angry and felt betrayed. And you dream and fantasize about doing certain things when you see people and shit like that. And I didn't like living with that. So I had to find my peace. Yeah. And the only way that I could find my peace is to say, you know what? It happened. It's over with. We're beyond it. We survived it. I feel bad for those two that they did it. I hope that they've learned a lesson and have moved on and done something better with themselves. If they haven't, I could really give a shit less.
Yeah,
fuck them.
But I hope that they did, and I wish them well and wish them the best, bro. Because what they did to me, whether it was intentional or not, to try to maliciously hurt me, because I know sometimes people make mistakes, and their intent isn't to hurt somebody else.
Yeah,
but it was just like a selfish need. You know what I mean?
The thing about it is like with you holding on to it and not holding on to it, like you've decided to let go and forget and somewhat forgive.
So like I forgive. I'll say it perfectly. I forgive, but I'll never forget.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, though we're cool in the sense of being cool, like I'm not gonna light you up when I see you. You know what I mean? I might nod my head and say what's up or leave it at that. But like, we're not going to be buddies. We're not going to hang out. And I would never put you in a position to have to trust you again.
But they're not going to be able to ever feel that way, you know? And
maybe they'll have to be mad at me forever. I mean, I've heard stories from other people in the community that they've heard a different version of what went down, and you know that it was like us failing and we wanted someone to pin it on. And I'm just like, yeah, that's fucking logical. Like, sure, the guy that we thought was the best dude on the table that did everything for us and really managed the business, the guy that we truly believed in, all of a sudden we're like, let's make him the scapegoat.
Yeah.
Nah,
why would you do that?
That's fucking pathetic.
That makes no sense.
Plus, like in the court of law, you couldn't prove that. And not only that, in the court, he didn't even bother to try to say that. It was just like what he told other people who didn't know what was really going on. But in the court, he never for 1 second say, I didn't do this.
Yeah.
In fact, he told the police that when they arrested him, he took a guess at the amount of money that he thought it was.
What did he guess?
He said a modest 10, 15K.
And what did it turn out to be?
It was in tens of thousands of dollars.
The cop asked, is it over 10 grand? And he said, I'm pretty positive. And that was kind of like the
But it was way, way, way over 10 grand.
Yeah.
It was like
probably closer to 100.
10 times 10,000 over, you know, like, so it was enough. We can prove about half of what was actually done. We knew for a fact all of it was done by him because it was the same process. But in his favor, about halfway through the last 3.5 years that he was with us, we changed our point of sale systems over to a new company because they had a very archaic one when we bought into it.
Yep.
And it was probably where they stole a majority of the money because it was all fucking pencil and paperwork, bro. Like the old owner didn't do a lot of computer, digital, automatic calculations and processing and saving of numbers. He had boxes and boxes of receipts in the back from all their daily reports that they did, and everything was handwritten. So when it's like that, bro, you can manipulate numbers all you want. No one knows the difference, right?
And you guys switched halfway through.
So halfway through, we switched to a new system where everything was tracked, recorded. You know, so from that half point to the end when he finally got caught, and I think that's how we were able to catch him too, was this new system. He couldn't figure out how to manipulate it good enough to not get caught. We were able to go back and trace, you know, his login, his account information, and every fucking transaction down to the second of when and how it was done. And so we could prove that the activity was there, showing how he was embezzling essentially.
Yep.
And so we were only able to take him to court for half of the total amount that we believed he was taking, which we can't even really predict what that actual number is. But let's just say right out the gate, we were going after him with evidence of $60,000+. He took a plea deal to get another $20,000 taken off, and he's still paying that in payments.
So about 40 grand.
He got away with a lot though.
Yeah.
He got a slap on the wrist.
Both of them did though.
Yeah. Well, Tyler, we couldn't really go after because we couldn't prove his involvement, because I believe, like he told me, it was just a cash thing that they used to take out of the safe. And he told me this himself, bro. I have it recorded.
You were
there.
I was there for both.
Yeah.
I was there for both times, and it was a very interesting time, very anxiety-ridden time for both me and John, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I remember when you came into the gym and told me all this shit. You were just like, fucking, you are so amped up.
Yeah, it was a tough one to deal with, bro.
It was.
When you think you're failing, and then COVID shows up, and then, you know what made it worse, bro, was like when COVID showed up, the first thing me and Kayla thought about was our team. How do we salvage our team? How do we take care of them? How do we look out for their best interests, right? So we did and discussed several things with our team on how we can keep things going for everyone and try to keep them getting money and whatnot. And we went over the top in some case scenarios, especially with Thomas and how much money he was making. We did a lot of big favors for him, and we took a loss in our business that we thought was a natural loss, but turned out it was somebody was stealing from us. Yeah. But when we took those losses, he was right there like, oh man, this sucks. I'm so sorry, guys. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? And like at one point we were like, we live in our, like I always tell everyone, because everyone thinks we're like rich and, you know, we're stingy and all we care about is money and we're stealing from the community. You've heard it all, right? But we actually still live not in a big fancy house like people say. We live in an ugly 1960s fucking old house. It was the first house we ever bought before we had businesses or anything, you know what I mean? But it's a home. But we want to move. So we're like, you know what? We've been in business for like 6 years. Let's fucking make a move. Let's get back into Fargo and be closer to the businesses. So we went and we shopped around and we played with the banks and stuff. And because of the loss that the business at H&I had taken, it looked really bad. And so we couldn't even get a loan. to buy a house at the time. And this is just me being fully transparent. Thomas was like, wow, man, guys, I feel so bad. Like, you know, I wish there was something I could do to help the business do better. Like, you shouldn't have had to deal with it. You guys are really good people.
At the same time, he's fucking stealing from you.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. And in that
shady.
60,000 loss, if you think about it, it was him. Yeah. And he knew it.
Jesus.
But I truly believe he didn't know the dollar value, the dollar amount. I think that he got lost in it so much, bro. Like, he confessed to me. He thought he was caught and he wasn't. Like, he literally thought he was caught.
It was a very weird situation.
We were just like, yo, we need to figure this out. You know, I want you and Tyler to meet us back at the store when we were setting up. Inventory was off. We're missing lots of SARMs. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, like, the big margin stuff. So, all I could do is guess that they were, like, selling the stuff under the table, you know, not really putting it in the register or something. And that's how they were getting away with it, because the inventory was deep and it was missing. But when I sent that text message out, I'll never forget. He texted me right after one off and just said, hey, before we meet to go over the inventory together, which you're right, like, we made a mistake here somewhere, so we'll fix that. I own it. I know I just did inventory, but can I have a conversation with you? I'd like to talk to you about some personal stuff. And I was like, oh shit. I'm like, yeah, for sure, bro. Like, I got you. I'm here for you. I always try to be, right? Dion, you know, I always try my best.
Yeah.
I met him one off, just meeting him.
I would say like this, just to explain, you guys just got back into town from a trip, you and Kayla. So
yeah,
like it was all very weird. We were running for the 3 days after we moved everything over, and then John and Kayla got back right when we moved the stuff back over. They were there. We moved it all over.
We left for Olympia or something, or
I don't think it was. I think it was your honeymoon.
Our anniversary. I mean,
yeah, something like that.
But yeah, something like that. So anyway, like, I met him, and right away he's just like, you know, life's been really hard. Like, you know, I'm having money issues, haven't been able to pay my mortgage, and I've been struggling. And all I'm thinking in my head, I was like, dude, you make great fucking money. What's going on here? Like,
he's making a shit ton of money.
Yeah. And so I'm just super baffled, but obviously he's my guy. I got his back. So I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, what's happening here? You know, do you need help? Is there something we could do for you? And like, he kind of starts crying, and he's just like, man, you know, like, I'm really sorry. You know, like, when I couldn't afford to pay my mortgage, I might have borrowed a little bit here to like do it, you know, here and there. And, you know, I'm sitting here like trying to, it's not really making sense, because he's trying to tell me, but he's not really telling me, you know? So I'm like, I literally said, Thomas, are you trying to tell me that you've been stealing from me?
You said that?
Yeah. And he just looked at me, and he started crying even harder. And he was like, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. And at first I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna fucking choke this dude right now. You know, like, I was dead ass. I'm like, holy fuck. And I'm by myself with him in this empty fucking, you know, building, because there's no business in it. And we still have a key to the next door place, but it's empty at this point. And that's where we were talking, because Kayla was next door. And I'm just like, holy fuck. So I had to like really calm myself down, and so I could gather the facts before I
night almost came out.
Nah. So I said, dude, like, I feel really bad that you weren't comfortable coming to us. I feel like as a leader, as an owner of this company, like, you should have had the confidence and the comfort to come to me and Kayla and say, guys, I need some help. Mm-hmm. So the fact that you didn't feel that comfort, I feel like this is partly my fault. That's what I said to him. I said, we should have let it be known that we were somebody you could at least come and ask and not have to be intimidated, you know, or feel weird about. I said, so I apologize that you resorted to stealing from us. Or that you had to do that. Like, I'm sorry that you felt that way, man, and that you didn't think you could come to us for help, first and foremost. Like, I was trying to be as fucking sincere and caring as I could. And I said, you know, like, how bad is it? You know, is there something, you know, like, do you need more help? Should, you know, like, I'll talk to Kayla. We'll see, you know, whatever we need to do. And he's just like, I don't know. And he kind of bullshitted me and was just like, maybe like a couple times I did it, you know. And I'm like, okay, a couple times, like, to pay your mortgage or what? And he was like, yeah, you know, he would just like agree to whatever I said so he can act like he was telling me, you know what I mean? And so I said, what, you thinking like fucking $5,000 maybe, a couple mortgages or something? He was just like, well, if I had to guess, yeah, you know.
Oh Jesus.
So I'm just like, dude, I'm like, all right, cool. Like I said, obviously I need to talk to my wife about this. She's not gonna be happy, but man, we care about you, bro, and we have your back. We're here for you. So like, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't think this ends us. I forgive you, and I feel guilty that you weren't comfortable coming to us for help. We'll figure out how to get past this. But I do need to talk to Kayla, and then I need to calm her down after I give her the details of what happened, and then make some common sense out of it all. I said, so go home. don't get crazy. Don't go drinking and do nothing dangerous and stupid. Like I warned it. I literally said all this to him. I don't want you to go home and beat up on yourself or fucking do something stupid to yourself because you're going to get drunk and feel bad. I said, it's not like that, homie. Like, I forgive you right now on the spot. I forgive you. And we're going to find a way to move forward as a team still. We need you. We value you. And we'll find a way to fix this. We'll make payments or we'll do something. And he's like, I really appreciate that. You guys have no idea how much it means to me. I'm so embarrassed and ashamed and blah, blah. I'm like, all right, cool. So we finished off whatever we needed to finish off, and then we went home, and I told Kayla, I said, look, man, here's what Thomas said. Here's what went down. And she's like, oh, fuck. I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay, let me just start looking into this and see what I can find.
Uh-oh.
So she started digging and looking into the reports and all that shit like that. And long story short, because this can go on forever, and we don't have that kind of time. Long story short is she's digging. I'm on my laptop. We're both working in the office together, like back to back. And she, all of a sudden I hear her go, holy fuck. And this has been like a couple hours now, right? And I just hear, holy fuck. And I go, what? And she goes, we are not forgiving this motherfucker.
Oh, damn.
And I was like, oh no. And I turned around, I'm like, what is it? She's like, it's bad. I'm like, how bad? She's like, I'm only a couple hours into, like, you know, it took her to some time to figure out what to look for.
Right.
And then by the time she figured it out, she just started, she was like, you know, not even 10 minutes into digging into the method that she discovered. And she's just like, I'm only, we bought it in 2018. I think she said, I'm only at, I don't know, like mid-year of 2019. And she's like, and we're already over $40,000 or some wild number. And I'm like, wait, there's more than 5,000? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, it's not like 10, 15. Like, she's like, no, Johnny, like it's fucking up. Like, and she just, I can't remember details, right? But like, it was a high number to the point where she just said, yeah. And she looked me dead in the eye. She said, we are not fucking forgiving him. You need to call the fucking cops right now. Mm-hmm. And that's when I knew, oh shit, it's done. This relationship's over. Like, this guy's a piece of shit. And long story short, man, like, we did kind of lead him on for a couple of days because we had to file a police report. We had to finish the paperwork to get the facts, contact our attorneys, figure out everything. Our attorney said, man, it'd be real easy for them to turn around and say you were involved in all this nonsense or whatever. So, like, have your facts together and make sure you go to the police so that they can't just say, yeah, you knew about it or something stupid. So we went to the police, and they said, you know, as long as it's over $1,000, it's criminal. Mm-hmm. And they'll handle all the pressing of charges and everything. We didn't have to actually do it. We just had to tell them it happened. So that's what we did. And for a couple of days, we kind of we strung them along and told them, you know, like, we need you. We didn't know what to do, bro. Like, this was our every guy. He handled everything. He worked the store every day. Like, we didn't have a replacement for him besides Tyler, you know? And we at that point didn't even know if Tyler was involved or not. So 2-3 days, maybe something like that, we showed up one day and just like, yeah, we're gonna have a conversation with you, bro. We'll be there soon. He's like, all right, cool. And we walked in the store with Dion, I believe, and the police. And you can just see he was working with a customer at the register, and he just sees his fucking face turn. You know how he turns bright red.
Wait, Brock was there, right?
It might have been Brock.
Brock was one of the guys?
No, he wasn't the cop, but he might have been the customer, honestly. He might have came in that day.
No, it was Tom. So Tom Kemper is walking up from the parking lot as the cops are walking Thomas out in handcuffs to the car.
Oh, my God.
And Tom just looks at me. He comes in. He's like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm just like, long story, man. You know, like, so it was just super weird. And then I think we called Tyler in and told him we need him. We told him what happened, and he spooked.
Spilled the beans.
He spooked. He was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
He basically was like, I'm going down with him. And it's bigger than you understand, too. There's all this other shit going on behind the scenes. And, you know, it ended up turning out like he was selling fucking Adderall, like pills and fucking, I don't know, some acid tabs or who knows. And maybe it was just a front. But, like, he was having stuff delivered to the store in his name from a chick in Bismarck who never got busted. The cops never pursued it because the DEA didn't want to go after this federal mail shipping fucking drugs and shit because it wasn't a big enough case, is from what everyone tells me that I've asked. Like, how come there's no news from this? How come they haven't pressed charges? I've got video recording of someone confessing. Like, I was snitching, bro. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. I was all on a snitching
white people
campaign.
Hey, white privilege.
Yeah, but
and during this time too,
I don't think it's white privilege. I think it boils down to how our government system's fucked up, bro. Like, the DEA didn't see this as a big enough case to go after, so they didn't fucking bother with it.
Yeah, that's fucked
right?
up.
So this chick from Bismarck gets away with doing this, sending these things to my store on a regular basis to Thomas. When it shows up, Tyler's already spooked, so he sees the package and he tells Dion, I know what it is. And he was right. He's like, it's Adderall. He sells it all the time. He gets it shipped here all the time. He's like, I don't use it, but I know he's got $15 and $25 pills in there. Like he just knew, bro. You know, he just fucking floated the boat.
It was 2 separate days. It was very short after. So I think it must have been 3 days after we let Thomas got arrested. So I'm in the shop for my shift. I get mail in. I'm like, Tyler comes to replace me at 4. He replaces me, and I'm like, hey, yeah, Thomas had this piece of mail delivered here. I don't know what to do with it. He said, oh, shit, I know what that is. And I was like, okay. And then he tells me, and I'm like, oh, why would you say that? Like, now I got to definitely bring it with me. So I bring it with me to the gym, and I tell, I assume you must have been there.
I was there.
You had to have been there. So I tell John, I'm like, John, I'm pretty sure this is Adderall and it's in Thomas's name. So I don't know what we want to do with this. And right then you talk to your attorney.
That's what the attorney thing was about when they said, because I said, do I have a right to open this package? It was sent to my business, but it's in Thomas's name. Mm-hmm. And she was just like, technically, yes, but I would have the cops do it, give them your probable cause. And if they believe it's enough probable cause to open it, they will. Because she says, otherwise, all Thomas and Tyler would have to do is be like, John's in on it. He knew, you know what I mean? And it would be that easy for them. So they're like, unless you're willing to go the extent and really do all the, calling the cops on it. So I'm like, fuck, I don't have a choice. I'm a business owner. I called the cops. And
did they open it up right in front of you?
Yeah, he opened it at the store.
What was it?
It was fucking Adderall pills, just like he said. And there was tablets in there that he believed to be like LSD or some shit like that. So he's like, I got to send this all to the lab in Bismarck.
And you never heard anything?
And then never. I even called that guy and I'm like, yo, I have a recording of the whole conversation where Tyler was confessing that him and Thomas were selling fucking steroids out of there and that he has all these packages at his house. And he's like, now I got to go delete all my text messages and move some money around in my bank accounts or I'm going to get busted.
You got the recordings.
It's all in recording, bro. Yeah. So like, and he's literally telling me all this shit, bro, and like confessing all this shit to me, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, you just rolled so hard, but because you were scared and shit, you know what I mean?
Right away.
But it was it was new news to me, bro. Like I always, we always had talks with people about Tyler and his activities, and so I would always tell Thomas, yo, you need to go talk to the kid and tell him like, I don't play that game because it's a red flag for me, bro. Like, how stupid would I be to be selling steroids when I own the hardcore gym in town and a fucking supplement store? You know what I mean? So like, let's just make sure we keep our hands clean. And it was always an issue. The thing is, Thomas was the leader. Mm-hmm. So we always went to him because I don't believe in jumping chain of command, right? So I always go to Thomas and say, you need to talk to your direct reports and tell them like whatever it is that needs to be handed down. And Thomas would always tell us, that fucking kid, man, I fucking told him. He's like, I'm going to talk to him again, this and that. So after he got busted, I was talking to Tyler, and I'm telling Tyler this story. Like, Thomas used to come to me all the time and tell me that he was taking care of you and this and that when we would tell you shit, he's like, no, he never did. He's like, the only thing that he ever did was come to me like, hey, John and Kayla are onto you again, but I took care of them, bro. Tyler told me and Kayla this. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like, so he never reprimanded you or nothing? He's like, honest to God, no. Yeah. And he said, we were doing it together. So he ratted on himself. He ratted, and I get maybe this is the first time it's gone public, but and I mean it honestly. I don't have any ill will towards them anymore, and that's not why I'm doing this. But there's nothing to prevent me from doing this. It's the fucking truth. It's what happened. And if anyone wants to do slander or some bullshit, I got all the recordings, and we can make that public too if we need to protect myself. But my point is this is the true story. This is what happened. This is how it went down. I know a lot of people are wondering, but again, like everything else I've done on this podcast where I've talked about issues like this from the years past, it's my therapy, bro. I'm getting it off my chest. I won't need to discuss it anymore. I've gone public and mainstream with it. So anyone who gives a fuck or wants to hear the real version or my side of the story, whatever they want to call it, here it is. I don't ever have to do it again. I can truly let the shit go just like I did everything else. You know what I mean? And I'm all about reconciling and making relationships good again where it counts to, or where it wasn't true detriment, where it was just like, you know what I mean? Some headbutting. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like, but these guys, they do your thing, man.
Have you seen anybody? Have you seen either one of them since this happened?
Nope.
I seen Thomas only one time.
Where at?
At Fort Knox, surprisingly.
Was it awkward?
He probably did see me. I was sober. Me and Nicole were just sitting at a table, like side by side, talking. Mm-hmm. And I was like, God, I hope he doesn't come over here because I can't do this right now. Like, and he just looks like a completely different dude. And I'm like, oh, like it made me feel bad. But I was feeling all kinds of emotions there, like just that whole situation.
Yeah. It fucked everyone up, man. We really all did. Like to be completely honest, man. I loved that guy.
Yeah,
like I had so much love. I had his back, bro. I would have helped him out in any way fucking possible. That was within my reach.
I was shocked. Like it took me a few days to accept everything.
Yeah.
It was just like, what the fuck? Like the dude helped out at my wedding.
Yeah,
He hung out with us all the time.
Here's what made me so mad about it. They're like, yeah, did he steal from us? Did he betray us? Yes. But you know what the worst part is how many people within our network he conned.
Yeah.
Because the moment that I discovered all this to be true, I knew instantly that everything else was fake. That none of it was genuine. He didn't mean any of it.
Just, just days prior to him getting found out, he was like, God, I'm so happy for like the team and the family that we've created, like texting it in the group. And it's like, and then to see that 3 days later, it's like, why go there? Why say that? You know,
man. But this to the point, man, like money is genuinely the root of all evil, bro.
Yeah.
It really, truly fucking is. There's no other way around it. And that's why, like, even for me, man, getting into business and stuff, bro, and coming from where I come from, like the nothingness of where I come from and being able to be in a position that I'm in right now, even financially, I got to be really careful. Like really, really careful on my demeanor, on the way it changes my vision on things, you know what I mean? Like I don't look at things like I used to. I used to look at things like from a broke point of view, or I can't afford that, or I got to be modest and careful. And even now, like my being modest is better than my being modest was fucking 10 years ago. You know what I mean? So I try to be very careful of that and understand like, hey, I'm nowhere near supremely successful whatsoever, but I understand what success looks like and how to attain it now. And so now I'm working towards that. But money can really, really fuck anybody up if they're not careful and paying attention to it. And that's what that situation was.
I mean, I think a big part of it is, and I'm not saying for that situation, but drugs and addiction are a big...
Yeah. I don't want to allude to anything, but I don't know what those motherfuckers are on. And typically when people are selling it, they're using it. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
like, but that's just fucking truth, you know. And
they're on that booger sugar.
That booger sugar, bro. And maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was just Adderall, because I know motherfuckers break that up and snort Adderall too. You know, so I don't know. I don't care. I'm not going to put out slander without knowing for sure what that situation is. But something got in that dude's head and made him do people wrong that were good to him, and maybe it was just his nature. Maybe that's how his heart's designed, and that really sucks for him. Or maybe there was a habit there that was contributing to it. Who knows?
Do you get monthly checks from him?
No.
So how does that work?
And quarterly he'll drop, some here or there. He hasn't made a big chunk payment in a while, but he did make like a couple decent sized payments. Otherwise they're pretty small amounts, like every few months or something.
How do you track how much is left over?
I get notifications in email from the courts.
Yeah,
they tell me
it's actually all public.
It is public, but like as long as, that's why I get notifications, because like as long as he's on probation, which I think he is for 3 years or something like that, if he fucks up in the next 3 years of any kind of criminal anything, he'll go back and serve the time that's suspended over his head, which I believe is 5 years or something like that.
Yeah.
5 years minimum?
Yeah.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, so like that was the plea deal. It's like you'll get out with time served, which is only 3 days, but they gave him 30 days for some reason. He got $20,000 discount off the shit he stole from us that he had to pay back, as well as that time suspended. So he's just on probation for the entire time that he should be serving. And if he gets in trouble, he'll go back and serve that time. Yeah. So, I mean, in my opinion, it was a slap on the wrist, but I get it. It was like a first offense too for him. So he got lucky in that sense.
But it also was a felony initially. So it's like...
Yeah. But I think the plea deal got it. Him pleading guilty brought it to a misdemeanor, embezzlement or some weird shit like that.
Which is crazy, because it's still $40,000.
And here's the other part. Like, people always think it's dope. Like, for me, I was like, oh, fuck, we don't even have to pursue it. We just got to call the police. And because of the amount, the state will prosecute him, not us. The problem with the state prosecuting him is that they don't want to lose, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And his attorney doesn't want to lose either. So what they do is they get together and they go, hey, how do we both get a win? We negotiate, right? We bargain here. And so fuck us. Yeah. You know what I mean? Fuck the business. Yeah. It's about their winning record. So they made a fucking deal with him that gave him a major discount. They didn't, luckily for us, we were more business savvy than people give us credit for. And we had insurance. So his monthly payments are going to the insurance company. We just see them. You know what I mean? But we had them after we got the residual amount from him. We had it transferred over to go straight to the insurance company, and the insurance company gave us our money back.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I can't believe all this fucking happened within a year. Like, it was crazy. Right after COVID.
And that's the thing, is like, we were also messed up from COVID. Like, I was mentally messed up.
Yeah, everyone was, bro. That shit took me over the top. Yeah.
like,
And I'll say this openly and honestly, like the little falling out between me and Nick Duraney, I'll admit from both parts, me and Nick, because Nick was fucked up over this too. Like him and Thomas had a really good relationship as well. And I think me and him were just in a bad headspace combined. And I was a week out from the shit happening. And me and Dion were sitting down trying to figure out everything Thomas normally did. And I got a phone call from Nick that we just kind of didn't agree. We bumped heads on, and he was shooting off on some shit. I was shooting off on some shit. Not to say either one of us was right or wrong, but at the time I felt justified in doing what the fuck I did. And said, and I just said, you know what, homie, fuck it then. And he said, fuck it too. And that's kind of the way it went off. Are we truly enemies? No. Like I just worked with Nick recently. I hired him again for the first time to do a video for us. I stand by the fact that I think he's the best at what he does in this fucking town, especially for what we do, because it's where he started it, it's where he learned it, it's where
promotional
he
material. Yeah, very good.
So I fuck with that because I'm not afraid to admit when somebody's good at their craft and he's good at his craft. Our beef wasn't a genuine like hate you forever, you betrayed me kind of a beef. It was a major disagreement, and the best way to move forward was to go our separate ways at the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? And not to say that we're gonna bring that relationship back to a working relationship like we have again, but I have no issue hiring that dude when I want quality fucking content. And we've since now have made amends like men do. Neither one of us like really said, sorry bro, I forgive you. None of that shit. We just said, hey, let's move forward, and we agreed to move forward, which is, I like that shit. That's how you get down.
And we're supporting each other. And
for sure.
I think he's gonna be pretty busy here shortly.
Nick?
Yeah.
Oh, he's grinding. He's grinding on his own though. Like like I didn't realize the capacity that he evolved to, and like now that I'm talking with him on a regular basis again, like he's involved, bro. He's doing his thing. He went out there and started killing it, and he's doing a lot of big work with a lot of big companies, and he's got quite the reputation. He's traveling around. He does this full time. His little business for it has evolved to I don't even know what. I'm sure he does really well for himself. Because his videos aren't cheap, but the quality isn't either, so it's worth it.
Yeah, we might have to have him sit down.
Yeah, I mean, I fully intend to. He wanted to come on. Actually, he mentioned that to me when we started talking, that he'd like to come on, and I said, yeah, I think we can make that fucking happen.
Oh, it'd be fun.
Yeah. But I do know for a fact when I want quality shit done, like especially video content, Nick will be my guy to go to because I know what he'll deliver. You know what I mean? So,
oh fuck, million. Like, I'm so glad you guys came back from that, and you came back to that. You came back from that with a fucking vengeance too.
Oh fuck yeah!
So after that shit happened, you guys were like, "Fuck this."
It lit me up. That lit me up.
It
man.
did. Yeah. And then you guys were like, "Fuck this, we're going out," and you just like fucking exploded, and now you guys are booming.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that definitely awesome. put a spark in my butt to actually like learn supplements and be the best that I could be.
Yeah.
I mean,
Look at you now.
Yeah. I mean, my biggest thing is if you're gonna do something, be the best at it. At least from what we know, and that's the goal always for everything.
Even though now Dion's part-time with us.
Part-time Dion.
Yeah. I'm there though. I'm there.
But you can, his presence, his absence is very identifiable because not to take anything away from anyone else that works at HNI with us now when Dion's not there, but you just have a rapport that you built over the last year or so with clients where people come in and they talk about Dion. Where's Dion? Oh, Dion's not here. I want a Dion. Dion, and you can see the difference in the way Dion interacts with people and the way everyone else interacts. It's like everyone's still trying to get their feet wet. Yeah. And Dion's just like, this is home. You know what I mean? So,
there's a process to it, and being thrown in the way we had to be thrown in.
Yeah, you had to build a parachute on the way down.
Fucking wolves.
And I didn't want anyone to say, well, I really miss Thomas and Tyler. And it's like, no.
Yeah, he went out.
I'm going to be better than these guys. Yeah. And whether if they know more than me, I was providing and still am. I provide a good quality value. Yeah, people come in and they get what they want out of it or get what they need out of it. I'm not selling people. They were selling people. They're trying their best to.
You don't want that. You want this.
Yeah, exactly. I did a great job, and I'm still there. So
it's also evolved the company as a whole. Like, because what we did after this is right away we're like, how do we prevent this kind of shit from ever fucking happening again? And one of the things that we've really honed in on right now is like, we need some core values.
Yeah,
we need something to stand by and honor as a team, as a company, and that we're going to hold people accountable to. Right. So we created core values, processes, systems, all those things, so that there's not a need. Like Dion can't hold us hostage if he wants to leave the company altogether, because because we'll be like, that's cool. We have systems and processes. If you leave, we'll know how to bring somebody in and fill that hole, fill that gap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the same breath, having core values like really creates a purpose in people and helps us at the gate when we're interviewing. Say, look, if you're not ready to ride for this team, and like I tell everybody, like I want you to fucking bang my brands, like, and I mean that. I want you gang bang. If you see someone in a complete nutrition shirt, you need to throw the setup at them. You know what I mean? Like bang that shit. Like, because how else do you create brand recognition? How else do you put yourself out there and create a representation that makes people want to be a part of it? Right? Well, you have to put some culture into this, man.
Yeah.
And so we've done a better job at creating that culture. And being able to like make sure we're on top of our shit.
Is Complete Nutrition even around anymore?
No, it's Supplement Warehouse now.
Yeah, but they
sold?
no.
They owed.
What?
They owed so much debt to Supplement Warehouse because that's where they got their
them.
supply from, that they just gave a bunch of stores to them to pay it off.
No shit. So there's no Complete in Fargo?
It's still Complete.
Still the same thing.
They own Complete branding, but they're Supplement Warehouse now.
It's a weird situation, and those guys.
I think they're only here because they have enough money to not make money.
Exactly.
Whatever.
Because they're not doing well.
They support us.
That's
all we need to know.
GNC's bankrupt though.
Not here, but it did. It did go bankrupt, and then they sold to the Chinese.
Yeah.
Don't buy from them. They got China in their backs.
No, they sold to China.
China.
Must have been like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And then closed maybe a quarter of the stores or something like that. And
Tens of thousands.
yeah, and so I mean, you can only tell what they're gonna do or what they're doing. I mean, without exclusivity deals with GNC, and I'm not trying to knock them, but without those deals, they don't really have anything but their own product. You know, so,
H9 Nutrition people.
yes, sir.
Man, I'm confident that we'll survive the competition. What I'm worried about is will we survive the economical change that we're going through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, not to say that we're going to fail anytime soon, because obviously we're still moving forward. We're progressing. We're trying to grow H&I, but we're trying to find ways to pivot to where H&I can still be substantially sound when it comes to finances, because the numbers are down, right? And it's not just us, bro. It's all over the fucking country. People are buying their supplements online. There's just no way to beat that. We're competing with our vendors directly. There's no way to beat those price points. Half the time we're getting, product from our vendors at what we think is wholesale, but when we go on Google and Amazon, these motherfuckers are selling it for the same price they sell it to us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's really hard to find a way to pivot. So like part of adding the Shake Shop into H&I is like, look, let's sell this by the jug and by the scoop.
Yeah.
In turn, we bring in a shit ton more foot traffic, and maybe people will be more enticed to, hey, I'm fucking here and I need this stuff. I might as well grab some things while I'm here. And it's worked out, bro. And just the soft opening with not mostly just word of mouth. People do. They come in and while they're waiting for their shakes to be made, they kind of linger and grab a fucking pre-workout. Oh, while I'm here, and grab this. And that's the whole point. That's the whole concept of pivoting. It's just finding another way to increase the value. So,
and I mean, we're one of the only supplement companies in the area that actually provides multiple different companies supplements.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people are going away from that. So
we don't have house brands or anything like that, and we can bring in new products and stuff. So
and then
we're trying.
The Alpha Kitchen shakes are made with multiple different companies' protein. So I mean, and they're spot on.
Yeah,
they're quality.
They're fire.
Yeah,
you're not getting cheap shit when we make our shakes.
Yeah.
I stand by that. Like I made it a point. Like, no, I want the shit to be bad. I
and
want
it's
it to be
filling.
quality.
It's just like
they are
gotta
fucking
be good.
I'm trying not to be biased here, but they are fucking awesome.
Yeah. No, I'm biased as fuck, but I know what my taste buds tell me.
The presentation of the shakes is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Congrats on that, by the way.
Thank you.
And then the taste is awesome. So
yeah.
that's.
Well, we're using good, like, I don't want to brag like, man, I'm a fucking chef and I know what I'm doing. No, the protein just fucking tastes good already.
It already does, yeah.
We just enhance the texture and the quality of the shake, right? Because if you just take protein, you throw it in some water in a shaker cup, you shake it up, that's not much of a meal replacement. It doesn't feel like it to the body, right? Maybe nutritionally you're good, but in the body's like, I'm fucking hungry still, my stomach's empty, right? So these shakes, they'll fill you up. We make them thicker, we load them, we put other ingredients in them to help fill, make them more filling. And so you kind of get full off of a shake as opposed to just like, I just guzzled a drink.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it feels more like a meal replacement. We made nitro brew shakes as well. So if you want a coffee protein shake, we got those, and those are there's not a bad one on the menu.
That one's awesome.
And then the cheat day shakes, like I said, that really dope. They're all really good, but we're gonna even improve on those and add a couple more to the menu because there's so many concepts you could do for cheat day, and I don't want to see a cheat day shake that have the same calories as the fucking regular alpha shakes. You know what I mean?
That fat fuck Marshall has his own shake.
Yeah, and that one's actually, people actually like that one.
I
man.
get that one
it
every
moves.
time.
Yeah, it actually moves.
And one thing we wanted to get into is that as we continue to grow the shake shop, or Alpha Kitchen shakes, smoothies, it is important that we pair with people. So like Marshall has his PB&J.
Yeah.
We have Firebird or Freebird Fit. Her shake, that one's vegan and gluten free as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you're looking for an option like that. So if anyone has any recommendations of
other
shake flavors,
gyms town too.
Gyms.
Other gyms in town, like literally don't let the association with
Yeah.
Metroflex and H&I confuse you. We're for the entire fitness community, bro. Like, and so if there's other gyms in town that want to partner with us at H&I and come in and construct their own shake, and it be like a secret menu. Imagine EvoFit making like some kind of turquoise colored fucking bomb ass shake, bro, with like some glutamine crate, like whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? Like,
For real.
I'd be down for that. Why? Like, that's community, bro. Like I said, I don't have a beef with nobody.
Yeah.
No more beef.
Yeah, no, I never did, bro. But now I'm just gonna stand by that in a stronger fashion. You know what I mean? But like, I want other gyms to come in, and it'll just be like a secret menu. So now gyms can tell their members, hey, go check out Alpha Fit shakes or Alpha Kitchen shakes, and ask them for the EvoFit or ask them for the Orange Theory fucking or the Edge Fitness fucking protein shake, or they can name it. They can do whatever they want. They can come in and get behind the fucking counter and just practice and come up with their own flavors and recipe, whatever they want, and then it'll be like a secret menu that they can put up, and they can,
cool.
you know what I mean? Like, that's what I mean when I say community, bro. Like, if we're really here to serve people and be of service to the community and promote health and fitness and shit like that, we have to be willing to work with everybody, not segregate ourselves because we're different, right? Like, yes, we're different, and yes, we stand out in that fashion, but we're not for everybody. I understand that, and there's a lot of fucking quality gyms in town, and everyone can fucking succeed and do well. So why beef, right? Let's create a co-op. Let's all agree to move forward and work together and really create a fucking culture in this community. So I welcome that, and I've been saying that since before we launched the Shake Shop.
Yeah.
That should be the game plan. Let's get other gyms involved, CrossFit gyms, whatever the fuck kind of gym you are. If you want to come to H&I and make your own shake, let's get it. You know what I mean? It'll be that much more fun, and it makes our network.
Yeah.
It makes our network even bigger. So I'm all for that, man. I think that shit would be dope.
Here's my question. I was told by your son that he makes shakes 10 times better than you.
Yeah, apparently people have been telling that to make him feel good. So I'm all for that.
All right.
If he can truly be better than me, then he can take over and I can walk away from it.
And he's already almost taller than you. Like he needs like a couple more months, and he's going to be taller,
stronger, and bigger.
I don't know about that, but
I mean, don't give him. I mean, by the time he's 20,
I'm not going to get mad at my son being better than me.
Yeah.
My only goal in life is to make sure my kids are better than me, homie. So like,
yeah.
if that's the case, fucking dope.
4
My
years,
job is done.
he's going to be just a powerhouse.
Yeah, I
literally.
hope so, because you know what? He's a smart motherfucking
He is.
kid.
He is.
He's already picking up on subs, and he's excited about it. You know what I mean? We were in the sauna the other morning. He's like, yeah, mom was going over some stuff with me too, kind of helping out because they were working together all day at the store. And so I was just like testing him. I'm like, cool. So what are the main ingredients in pre-workout? And what does that do? And what does this do? And what about protein? What are the different? He knew it all, bro. And I'm like, Angel, you fucking seriously know this stuff?
He's a smart kid.
Yeah. He's like, I was really into it. He's like, and I've been watching like the videos that you guys are posting that are showing in the store and stuff. He's like, so I'm learning. He's like, I want to sell supplements too. And I'm like,
and he's got a great personality.
Yeah.
He's not scared to talk to new people.
He's not intimidated.
Like,
but he doesn't have an insecurity or anything. He's super comfortable, and he loves to just fucking be around people, and he loves this culture, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think so. Because not all my kids do.
I was going to say.
But that's all right, bro. I'm not going to pressure nobody into nothing. You know what I mean? I chose my path in life because no one ever pointed me in any direction particularly. I didn't have a dad to teach me and mold me. So I got to choose, and I fully believe in that now. Like, I want my kids to choose their own path. I'll be there for them, and I'll try to guide them, and I'll help them achieve whatever they want to achieve. But I'm not going to pressure them. I don't push my sons to play sports, even though Angel will be a fucking beast in football.
That's your first lesson, Cody.
I don't push them. I just let them, like, I'm a dreamer, homie. I've been a dreamer all my life, right? I've been in the rap game. I've been in the corporate industry. I've traveled the fucking world, and now I own my own businesses. I'm doing whatever I want, and I always have.
Yeah.
And that's partly because I didn't have a dad, yes. But so where he failed me, I benefited, because I learned how to be a dreamer and how to achieve and go after my dreams and my goals and shit that I want. So I'm gonna pass that down to my kids.
Man, I'd be so disappointed if my kid had the same genetics me. He's like refused to work out or anything. Bitch, you better hit them books, then.
Yeah, right. That's where it's at. Like, I'm like, thank God Angel and Oscar are just smart as hell because they have no desire for sports or anything like that. Where Parker, he's all about sports, man.
Yeah, that's cool.
He goes after it. So.
Amelia freaking doing flips in the store all the time too.
She wants to be something. She's into gymnastics and dance and stuff like that. Yeah. Who knows where she'll go from here? But she's in love with gymnastics, so we don't discourage it. So that's what you're in for, man.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Your son might fucking hate bodybuilding. He might never want to pick a weight up in his life.
Oh, man.
And the best way you could fuck him up is to make him.
Yeah.
Yeah. For real. Because he's going to grow up and rebel. He's going to be one of those little kids that tells his mom, shut up, bitch. Right? Here comes Cody. What'd you say? You're like, you shut up too. Slow ass motherfucker. You ain't going to catch me, Dad.
You flat foot motherfucker.
Trust me, man. Kids are bad these days, homie.
I know.
Be prepared.
Oh, I can't
Especially
wait.
with the
I'm
way
so
they're trying to
excited
indoctrinate the new generation of kids coming into the
We
world.
don't need to get into that.
That's a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
In fact, we're probably
I think
running
we're
on
good.
time here. Yeah.
Before we close, though, I got to make sure that everybody knows that I'm a recruiter for the National Guard. $20,000 sign-on bonus, free college.
Oh shit! I hope the National Guard's going to pay us for this.
701.
Yeah.
We're the biggest podcast in Fargo, aren't we?
4958.
For real.
Hit me up if you want to join or if you want more information. I'm the guy. So, yeah.
Yeah. So you're no longer a badass military guy. You're a office desk kind of guy now. Huh?
Man,
Desk
I am a
jockey
desk
is what they
jockey.
call
You gonna
that.
get
Yeah, I was gonna
secretary seat?
Fuck.
Then one of the guys say, do a desk pop.
Hey, the best part about it is that so we have our uniforms, right?
Yeah.
And then we also have our soft uniforms, which is like casual polo.
Yeah,
and
yeah. I seen
slacks.
you post that.
I put that thing on. I went to the school, and you just saw all the heads turn. Like, what the fuck? Who is this tattooed gorilla walking around?
Yeah, that's badass.
Yeah, I know.
That helps for recruiting.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah, fuck
Like
yeah.
you just always get the like, what the fuck?
The
Hell
nice thing
yeah.
is that whenever we host events or go to events, we don't even need to have like a recruiting booth. We can have Cody, so
Yeah.
I mean, he'll
Yeah,
recruit there
for sure.
That'll be perfect.
Badass, man. Well, Cody, welcome home, bro. It's good to have you
Welcome home,
back.
yeah.
Hopefully,
good to
we
be
can
back.
get you on and do a bunch of episodes with
Let's
us.
do it.
But I think it's safe to say we're just going to get back into the swing of this and start making it happen on a regular basis. So, as per usual, thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting us take so much time off, and nobody harassed us. I don't think anyone ever messaged or said, "What the fuck were you guys
I
at?"
got a couple
I had a couple
questions,
people
but
say,
yeah.
"Hey, when you guys gonna make another episode?" But nothing real crazy. So, thanks for the no pressure situation. We're gonna put the pressure on ourselves now and get back into the swing of this. Cody sounds like he wants to be a regular on the show with us, so I think we'll make that happen and see how it goes. You were sober the whole time, and I think it went pretty well.
I think this pod was all right.
That's good. I enjoyed it.
Well, I think it was good because we brought up some shit that probably people been waiting to fucking hear. So
Yeah.
Honestly,
I
it brought
think
up a
there'll be
lot
some
of
intrigue.
emotion.
The
in me
juicy
a little
goss.
bit.
Did it really?
Like,
Yeah.
The juicy goss is just getting started.
This is what he's gonna bring to
That's
the
Cody.
podcast.
Yeah, Cody's gonna be that southern white lady on the porch with all the gossip and shit. Yeah,
I think we can do some cool shit on this pod. So.
yeah, I think so too. And I fully support whatever it is you got going on with the guard, man. We stand behind that, and I think we can have that going on here. But I think we're gonna need you to connect us with your cousin.
I got it.
Issue.
I got it.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thanks again for the support, guys. We appreciate you listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. We are back officially, and we'll continue to drop these as regularly as we possibly can. Don't forget to tell your friends about us, talk shit, say positive things, whatever it is you want to do. Just make sure that you mention us. And until next time, we are out.
Two.